Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, now I want to talk about the November lunar eclipse. Remember, I am the eclipse queen. I'm always talking about eclipses because they are so important. They're when the luminaries, the sun, the moon, and the earth all align. And that's what our life's all about. The sun is our soul, our spirit, and the moon is our emotion, our mind. And together, this is what really makes up our existence and our experiences here in life astrologically. So Rahu and Ketu, Rahu's the north node of the moon, Ketu's the south node of the moon. And as the moon hits the ecliptic, the path of the sun, this is what brings us into the world, and this is what takes us out of the world. This is our purpose and our life, our destiny. That's what these nodes represent, Rahu, Ketu, as well as these eclipses are turning points of awakening. Because when we have this solar eclipse, that is where the seeds planted of what's to come for the next year. But the lunar eclipse just brings things to fruition, sort of like the light. Because a lunar eclipse is a full moon. But what happens is the light of the moon is darkened by the earth casting its shadow. So it's about shadows, and it's about bringing things that we didn't know about to the forefront and the surface out of the dark, what we didn't know about ourselves. So this is so meaningful and truthful as to what we can discover about ourselves and about our world during the time of eclipses. So this lunar eclipse happens to occur November 8th, my birthday, of course this year, November 8th, 2022. And I must say, whenever eclipses happen on your birthday, that will be a very huge year and turning point, which, concerns me somewhat, because you can always go back. You can always go back 18 and a half years ago, the last time that eclipse would have happened for you. And for me, it would have been the year of 2004. And then when I went back 18 and a half years ago, prior to that, that would have been 1985. And I'll have to tell everyone, those years were dramatically huge changes for me. 1985, I had my first son. 2004, both my parents passed. So you can see the extreme of the life changes whenever you go through an eclipse taking root on either your sun or your moon. For King Charles, he had the eclipses were opposing his moon exactly, and he became king. His mother passed though. So there's always a huge, enormous life change with these eclipses. But going on, how will this November 8th eclipse affect, this lunar eclipse affect us all? So I'm looking, and it is a powerful day. First of all, the moon sits at 21 degrees of Aries. That's the full moon, the eclipsed moon. And it sits less than a degree from Uranus at 22 degrees of Aries. That means something radically unpredictable will happen on this day. Some expect the unexpected, is what they say with Uranus. And remember, Uranus is the planet that is called the Great Awakener. And it is the planet that rules astrology. Oh my gosh, astrology is, well, it's my life. And I know astrology, for many of you that watch my videos, it's your life too. So there's this big wake-up period with Uranus being exactly with the moon. Two things beyond this world that can't be explained. Uranus is the visionary. So it deals with having vision, seeing the future. Uranus is part of what rules astrology. It's what's on the cutting edge, what's new, what's about to be born, what are we being awakened to. This is enormously powerful with this moon lunar eclipse almost exactly conjunct Uranus. I'm telling you, we are about to be surprised at what is going to happen suddenly and unexpectedly. It's an awakening, and the moon and Uranus are not that far away from Rahu. Rahu sits at 19 degrees of Aries, while the moon and Uranus are at 21, 22 degrees. And then again, well, we also have Mercury is going to be what we could actually call Cassini the sun. It sits at the same degree as the sun, 21 degrees. And what does that mean? Well, you know, when a planet is right on top of the sun, they say it's combust, it's burnt by the sun. But actually in Vedic astrology, it is a yoga, a Bhadra Surya yoga, which actually just means Mercury sun. But because they're always pretty much traveling together, for the most part, Mercury never gets that far from the sun. You could always say Mercury's combust the sun, so that doesn't actually apply so much for Mercury as it does for the other planets being combust the sun. But whenever a planet is less than a degree, in other words, it sits on top of the sun. As the sun's 21 degrees, 50 minutes, Mercury is 21 degrees, 41 minutes. It is exactly on top of the sun. This is called Cassini. And what Cassini is when you have a planet with the sun, the same degree, and therefore they become one, and the sun emits the energy and the light of that planet. So Mercury dealing with intelligence, the mind, opening the mind, communications of all kind, learning. This is what is going to come of this eclipse. We are going to be learning so much. And with the sun, Mercury being in Libra, Libra is all about peace, finding peace. What do we have to do for peace? And justice and balance. It's also in Venus's sign, which is Libra, deals with bringing together and healing of relationships. All of us need to be working on our relationships. It's one of the reasons why we're here. We're here for relationships. We're here to heal them. We're here to heal our lives. And that's what this eclipse energy especially is going to give us the benefit of, healing our lives, because we've got this now. Probably most eclipses, lunar or solar, are involving Mercury. Why? Because Mercury is always close to the sun, but we also have it exact. So there is a great learning coming about that, what we can learn about this world, about how to heal it, how to make it a better place. Even though everything is going to be chaotic and there's going to be anger and frustration because Mars is retrograde now in Gemini, dealing with major problems with mass communications. And as I said, there'll probably be cyber wars going about. And Mars is sitting right at this eclipse time on Xi Jinping's sun, 0 degrees of Gemini. 0 degrees of Gemini. That's where transiting Mars is moving retrograde over his sun, which is going to make him angry about something. He is full of anger, rage. There's war being happening around the world, whether it's cyber, whether it's physical. We have got to come to a place of peace, and we have got to awaken. And with Uranus being on top of this eclipse with Mercury, there is a huge awakening coming. Major change, unexpected, and it's going to birth a brand new world, even though I see where it's going to be very, very, very difficult for some time. Birth is very difficult. And that's what's happening. We're birthing a whole new world. And that's what this November 8th eclipse is about. Now, I know also that this is the time in the United States for elections. With Uranus being on the moon, the elections will not go as planned. They will not. It's going to be a sudden upset, and it's going to cause chaos in the streets of the United States. You will see there's going to be pretty much a big, almost like civil war. And it will probably equate to fighting and even burning things down again. People are angry, people are not happy, and the truth and the vision and the unexpected that's coming about is tearing people and lives and countries apart. But I think it has to be destroyed in order for it to be rebuilt. And that's what I think is happening at this point in time. So I will have more to say about this as we evolve into the month of November, but let me give a pre-warning. It is a time of crises and change and revolution and transformation. So with that, I'd like to close. If you would like more information, sign up for my free newsletter or subscribe to my magazine, go to my website, galacticcenter.org. And don't forget, I would love to have you as a student. Go to my university website, University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.